another mode of yet they need another mode of communication to be able to express themselves completely. So speech is not very fluent or very easy for these kind of children and adults. So oftentimes these children hold a diagnosis of apraxia of speech, and a lot of individuals on the autism spectrum and children who have cerebral palsy and other conditions have, for them, speech is difficult. So they definitely, or they might have some speech, but it's not very understandable. And that's why they need an augmentative mode of communication. So a support system that supports what is already existing, or totally alternative, which is used as an alternative to spoken language spectrum, or if there is loss of speech in adults because of various conditions. In that case, AAC can serve totally as an alternative mode of communication. So here are different types of AAC. So I'm sure you all know about this. So there are low-tech forms of communication AAC, like communication book, communication charts, which are paper-based and low cost as well. So here's a low-tech board printed, QWERTY keyboard or ABC keyboard printed and laminated. Then there are high-tech devices, high-tech apps, AAC apps, which you can download on your devices and use. And of course, the signs, gestures, and sign language, and all of that is also part of AAC. Typing, of course, writing, typing is also part of AAC. Sometimes there are some devices called mid-tech AAC devices, where there are some buttons and switch devices that operate on batteries. So you press it and then there is a message spoken. So single messages and things like that. But that's not the whole system in itself. It's just used as another support system in conjunction with any of these things. Okay, so that was the first part. That was the foundation of this presentation. So let me pause here to ask you, how many of you are already using some form of this AAC? Do share what you're using. What kind of AAC are you using?
Hi, ma'am. This is Sushma. Actually, I have bought Avas, but I'm unable to have it consistently with my kids. I'm just starting, but could not be consistent.
Okay. Okay. So Avas, right? And anybody using low-tech forms of AAC? Like a communication board, communication chart. Okay. Madhuri says PEX. All right. So now moving on to in order to expand language and communication, we need to understand why we communicate. What are the reasons we communicate? So let's think about various reasons why we communicate. You can put in your answers in the chat box. Right now, I'm communicating with you all to share information. So sharing information is the function of my communication. That's the reason. Yes, requesting, yeah. So we are using beneath the gesture, sign, body language. Why? For what? To achieve what is what I'm asking. Yes, absolutely right. Express feelings, needs. Yes, all of those. Living independently. Yes. Let's think beyond needs. Share opinions. That's right. A lot of us in the adult world are complaining. So we use language and communication to complain about things as well. So that's all. Yes. good one. Yeah, so yeah, requesting is a very basic need of communication, the basic reason why we communicate. And then we also communicate to complain, to protest, to say no to things, self-advocate, indicate our preferences and choices, so that others don't keep guessing what we need. So we need to say what our preferences are, to describe something, to narrate something, to share a thought, experience, ideas. Everybody has ideas and thoughts, and something to share. So it can't be that even if a child or individual is non-verbal or non-speaking, this individual still has thoughts, has ideas, and things to share. Express feelings, to share a joke, to narrate a story, to direct others' actions or give instructions to others. So these are all the various reasons why we communicate. And so, having this broad idea about communication, we can then think of where can we expand language and communication of the children that you're working with. So if you are just working on, if your children are requesting and they are okay with need-based communication, how can you expand further? So you can model how to protest, how to say no, how to indicate preferences. I think indicating preferences or choices is also something that often children do pick up quickly. And you need to also model how to describe, how to narrate, how to share a thought, express feelings, and so on. So we have to model that initially to children, so that they watch us and learn from it. And of course, the vocabulary that is required for each of these communicative functions to happen is also need to teach that as well. So here you'll see some examples. So routines are wonderful opportunities to facilitate language. So most of us are homebound these days, and children are spending a lot of time at home. And there are routines are common to all of us. So how can we facilitate language during these routines? Is something that we'll look at. So mealtime is a very good opportunity to facilitate language. So here you'll see a video where a child is using Avaz to indicate his preference, mealtime preference.
You want curry or rasma? Papu is not there today. No Papu today. Okay. Rasam with pickle?
So as you saw here, instead of just guessing what your child might be needing, or just giving what is there. So this is an example of how powerful it is to be able to express one's preference and choice.
You want?
Your message that the child gets is that I'm being asked and I have some control over what I want, right? So that's one benefit of using Avaz. So here the child that you saw in the video is non-speaking, and yeah, so he uses Avaz basically to communicate most of his needs, and he's also using it for to describe and narrate and so on. And another routine that you can make use of to facilitate language is cooking time. I mean, cooking, first you are preparing for it, and then you're doing it, and then there is cleanup and all that, setting it up, having it, eating it, and then there is cleanup. So there are so many phases of cooking and post cooking. So you can facilitate language during these routines as well. So as you can see, you'll hear me again and again highlight the vocabulary that we need to provide to children, to be able to, for yourself to be able to model that language, and to children to be able to use those words to communicate. So during cooking, you can involve your child in deciding the menu together, even before you start. So what would you like to eat for dinner? So if you have Awaaz and you want to involve your child in deciding the menu together, you will have to have access to this vocabulary. So you're first going to think about what vocabulary I will need to be able to model. So I need to ask a question to my child. So I go to questions and then
What?
and then ask, what would you like? What would you like to eat?
Eat.
So what would you like to eat today for dinner? And then you can provide choices on Awaaz and ask what your child would probably prefer. And then you can also model other words such as open this, I'm closing this as a self-talk, as you're doing it, you can model these words. So when I say model, I'm talking about a strategy, which is a very important strategy in AAC. When you're implementing AAC, we're not just speaking it, we are also using the AAC system, whichever AAC system you have decided to use for your child. You have to have it accessible with you. You have to have it with you all the time. And as you are speaking, you tap on certain words that you have decided to model. Okay, so modeling is a very key strategy for successful outcomes in AAC. So now I decide that this week I'm going to model these words like open, close, turn on, pour, and so on. So as I am, picking up a bottle, I'm saying, let me open. So I'm going to go to actions and say, let me open the cap, and then I'm feeling very thirsty, I might say. So I'm going to navigate to feelings on Awaaz and say, I'm feeling very thirsty. And let me drink some water. Let me drink some water. So as you can see here, I'm not tapping every word on Awaaz while I'm speaking, but I am choosing certain words only. So that's the way you can get started using Awaaz or using your AAC system. So, this is another example where you can model a lot of words. You can introduce a lot of words during these routines, right? Like finished, meaning it is sticky. Let's make round balls, turn on the gas. Oh, it's hot, don't touch. It's round now, let's make it bigger. See, as you can see, the words that are in caps are the words that you can model on the AAC system. So you are introducing the word in a natural context, and your child is able to see and experience it. So what does sticky mean? So he's seeing what sticky means. Oh, it's sticky. And then you're modeling the word sticky, introducing the word sticky. So he learns. You can allow the child to feel it and learn the word. And of course, you're going to give multiple exposure to the same words, same keywords that you choose to introduce. You choose to teach your child. So there are, as you can see here, finished is a word that indicates completion of an activity. Sticky, round, hot, these are all descriptive words, right? You're using these words to describe. So the function, connect this to the functions of communication that we just talked about. So you're using description here, and you're probably adding grammatical features here also, like now it's big, but let's make it bigger. You're adding comparatives and superlatives and all that. So similarly, there are other things that you can model, other words that you can model. So these are all examples of how you can introduce words, introduce vocabulary while you are working and trying to engage your child. So of course, some children are interested in being in the kitchen, interested in cooking, but others might not be. So this example might not suit everybody, but you can, if it suits, if your child is interested, then you can go for it. So how do we, keep the device with us all the time? So suppose you're not, sometimes things are messy in the kitchen and you can't keep, using the device. You can print boards like these that you see on the right hand side. You can paste the chart on the fridge or somewhere in the kitchen, and then you can still provide that input to your child. So here's another video example where the parent is talking about grocery shopping. After grocery shopping has been done, the parent is explaining and trying to engage the child. So as you can see here, it is very, very important to have Awaaz or the AC system with you always.
I want you to see what we've got. See what we've got in the shop. Also got some things that you like, snacks. What snacks I've got? Popcorn. Popcorn? There's no popcorn. You wanted popcorn? Oh, there was no popcorn. We've got chips. Yes. See? Bingo. Starts with B. Did you see that? B. B for bingo. B. There's something else that starts with B here. Yeah. That's right. Okay. Oh, there's something else that I want to tell you. You go back. I think you will feel surprised. Got something that you like. I'll give you a clue so you can guess. Okay. So it's a sweet that starts with. It's a sweet that starts with K. I'll try. Let's go back. Go to, let's go to eat. It's a sweet. Yeah. What starts with K that you like? Okay. Kaju Katli, right. That's what I thought. Okay, so here, what were your what is the parent trying to model? Many words, that's right. So many words, but the parent is not just modeling the words, I mean, tapping the words on the AAC system, right? The parent also continuing to talk, yes, and starting alphabet, yes, yeah, very rightly pointed out. Yeah, so that's a literacy goal also being integrated into this routine, into this activity. So what starts with B, what starts with K, if you've just started introducing alphabets. So that can also be, or reading the labels of the things that you've got, the groceries that you've got, okay, bingo starts with B and so on. So you can integrate all of that into the activity. And the most important thing here that I would like to draw your attention to is having the AAC system with you. Although you're tapping every word on the AAC system, you are you're showing the child that this is a part of our communication. So this will be a part of our communication, and we can use this to communicate
And while you're doing that, you are helping the child understand the navigation of the system. So there are folders, there are symbols inside each of those folders. So where do you find banana? So for, eat folder has banana, fruits and vegetables, and so on. So you are showing where words are located on the AAC system, and that's why it's very important to have the AAC system with you when you are whenever and everywhere and anytime. You have to have it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let me share some more videos with you to help you understand. So here in this video, I am working with a student on picture description. Okay, so like I said, we have to model what we expect from the child. Okay, so we have to model what we expect from the child. So we are expecting the child to say something about a picture. So I always include my own pictures as well. And I say something like taking turns. I say one thing and then he says another thing. So during the activity, we had something called a word wall. Okay, let me play the video and then explain to you. Let me tell you something about this picture. I will borrow some words from here, Sanjay. I am. I need these words. I am doing some action. I am patting a dog. I am patting a dog. Okay. I am patting a dog. So we have dog on ours. Categories: animals and birds, domestic animals. Dog. Dog. Animals and animals and birds. Dog. Domestic. Domestic animals. Dog. Okay. Dog. You know where dog is. Okay, now it's your turn, Sanjay. Yeah. Look. See the picture and tell me something about this picture. You want to borrow these words? You want to borrow any words from here? See? You can use that. I am. We are. What do you want? Space. A. Okay. I am space. Space. Ikta, and what do you want to say? What do you want to say? I am. Let's go to the picture. Look. I am. Do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about what you're doing? Or do you want to talk about who you are with? I am. You can go to actions. If you want to choose an action word, you can go to actions and hours. What do you want to say?
touch your talk with more actions. What you are doing?
More actions.
Oh,
Go on. Look for the word, Sanjay.
I am. What is there in you? Take. Come on. What you are doing? Choose. You are on a bed. What are you doing there, Sanjay?
Let me forward this a little bit.
Oak. Oh.
I need an act. So it was actually, he actually chose look as the word. So his sentence was I am, the words that he borrowed from the word was the word that he chose. So some of you might have choose reading or something like that. So I didn't purposely pause the video or rush through it, because just to show you how patient we need to be, and how long it will take when you have to use an alternative mode of communication, right? So it is going to take time. It's very easy for us to use speech because we have it available easily all the time. But if we have to use another mode of communication, it will take time. So patience is absolutely necessary, and the wait time is absolutely necessary. And if we don't wait and try to fill in, so suppose I would say, you're reading, Sanjit, so tap on reading, then it becomes my response and not his response, right? So any word that comes from him is fine. Later, I'm going to attribute some meaning to it, and then lead him to the next whatever I'm expecting. But it has to come from the child. So that's what we are aiming at. Many a time we become a little impatient, and then we start prompting the child too early, and it all becomes very prompted, and the child will start relying on your prompts to complete the sentences or to communicate. So that's one very important point that we all need to reflect upon. Okay, so going back to the presentation. Oh, by the way, I have another video that I would like to show the same student. So here we're working on, so here I'm basically modeling a lot of communicative functions here. I'm modeling how to ask questions, to pause and think about questions, and how to ask questions and comment, and of course, modeling a few words. So this is a wordless video called Carrot Crazy, which is available on YouTube. So we watched this and paused at various times and modeled some language here. Animals.
Sanjit.
Understand animals. Are you all able to hear and see?
Anjali, you can't see your the video.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, now we can see.
Sanjay, good. These two hunters. Yes. Sanjay, these two hunters are trying to catch. They're trying to
Catch what? Here you have seen. They're trying to catch her.
categories. Animals and birds. Domestic animals.
Categories.
Animals.
Birds.
Domestic animals.
These two hunters are trying to catch.
Rabbit. Yes. You know that.
So as you can see here, I'm also talking about the navigation. That's also very important when you are using systems such as Avaz. So there are many folders and you'll have to navigate from one folder to another. And within a folder, there might be another folder and so on. So as you saw here, I am speaking that out loud as well, because the child needs to see and understand, where do I find rabbit? Where do I find the word rabbit? So you have to talk about the navigation as well. And later, I am also modeling pausing at different points and asking, let me just take you through that picture. So here the hunter gets carrots and he keeps the carrot. So I'm pausing there and modeling, thinking about a question. So let's think, why carrot? Why has he got carrot? And then, I have a question here. So let me ask the question. So go to questions and say why.
Why?
I'm wondering why this carrot here. Why not apple or orange? And then one of us will say rabbits like carrots, and that's why. So you need to model that. You need to provide those examples so that the child learns these various communicative functions. Oh, so you can think, and then you can ask a question, and to know more. Sometimes I say things like, oh, I want to know more about this. I think I'll have to ask a question. So again, use the ACE system and pick up a question word and model question. So you are trying to introduce language in a very natural context, right? So going back to presentation. And of course, you can model through different activities. For very young children, you can choose the activities that the child likes. Here, for example, you can let me all interact with you at this point. So there is the stacking of rings activity here. So what are the different communicative functions we can model here? What vocabulary can we introduce in this activity? So let's think through that. Please type in your responses in the chat box. Yes, color, shapes, size, shape, big, small, descriptive words. So we're modeling how to describe something. After, yes, first, next, after, put in, that's right. Above, below, yes, all of these language concepts you can. So you already know this. We already know this. So what's new with AAC intervention is that the AAC system. So you're not only speaking it, you are providing that input on the AAC system. It's called aided language input or modeling. So when I say let me put in the ring, I am also choosing the word on Avaz. Let's put the big ring first. Okay, big ring. Whatever, depending on whatever goal you're targeting. Let's find the biggest. Let's find the biggest ring. Yes, that's the biggest. Like you all said, colors, of course. My turn, your turn, yes.
Orange.
Orange ring. Which one is the next? Okay, so you can also do things like you can have variations here. You can suppose the child is doing the activity and then you give the wrong ring purposely. And the child will look at you as to indicate this is not the right ring. So you will then attribute the child's behavior and say, oh, this is not the right ring. So you're introducing the word not here. Okay, So that's how you introduce words, by either creating the situations or using the existing situations and activities. So as you can see here, you are embedding, you're integrating your AAC system within the activities and routines that you're already doing. And another communicative function is, as I showed you earlier, directing another person's actions or giving instructions to another person, right? So this is a very functional aspect of communication. If we have to work in partnership with many people in the house, and we sometimes tend to give each other some instructions. So that's something that you can practice, the function of directing or instructing somebody. So here is an app called My Play Home app. You can do various things here, like send the girl up, girl down, make them sit, turn on the TV, turn on the music, and so on. So there are different rooms also here. You can go to within the app. So open the fridge. So if you have chosen open as a target word, so open, close, eat, and then so many words of food items, and so on. So make the boy jump on the trampoline. So you can actually do these things on the app while the child tells you what to do. So the way I work with the students is I have the app open, and the child has the vocabulary, access to the vocabulary. So the child will give me instructions, make the boy jump, put the girl on the swing and everything. So it may not be complete sentences, but some words chosen depending on the child's communication level, language level. So similarly, you can probably, when the table is not tidy or the room is not tidy, you can use those words. Let's clean, let's tidy up, let's put this down, let's put this on the shelf, and things like that at home as well. So how can AAC be used for older kids? So these are all, of course, can be used for younger ones and also for older kids. But for older kids, one thing to keep in mind is use age-appropriate resources. So I have students where they are. We talk about news. Of course, the news is not presented as it is, as it's shown in the media. So I take some pictures from the web and simplify it. The language is very, very simplified. So as you can see here, this particular news. So you can simplify the language, such as give vaccine. Vaccine, of course, will be a fringe word, a new word that you'll introduce. Topic related to the topic. Give more vaccine and things like that. So you can introduce those words and talk about the news in very simple language. So here the function that I am usually targeting is the enabling the child to the student to give opinion. Oh, look, we completed 1 billion. That's a lot. That's more than more. It's a lot. What do you think about it? What kind of news is it? And then pick up the AAC device and say, how do you feel about it? So how do you feel about it? So the student might say, if the student has understood the concept, might say happy. Or if you have already introduced the word proud, you can the student might say proud. So here you're enabling the student to give opinions about things, and this is very functional. So don't we all do that? We comment on the news, we have our own opinions and we say it. So this is including them as well. So some tips here for with is choose motivating activities. Like keep it fun, interesting, and engaging. So choose activities that your child is already interested in, so it becomes easier and it doesn't become like a power struggle where you're trying to get the child to do something and the child doesn't want to do. And then model what you expect from the child. As I already emphasized, So if you are expecting the child to indicate, express feelings, you talk about feelings through the day. So there is a strategy, there's a technique called self-talk, and which is very easy. You're busy or you're free, or even if you're a busy parent, you can always pick your AAC system and talk about, today I'm feeling very tired, or very sleepy. So you are talking about how you are feeling, and then modeling to the child that we can express our feelings. So it need not always be a tabletop activity. You can keep integrating whenever and wherever possible. And provide as many opportunities and model before you start expecting your child to start communicating. Like I said, wait time for that authentic, the response to come out. It shouldn't be your response. So never fill in the blanks for your child. So let it be anything, but it should come from the child. Right? And before you start expecting the child to use the AAC system, so you have to do a lot of modeling. So you have to think about the vocabulary. You have to, think about where and when you're going to apply, where and when you're going to introduce these words, and start modeling language. So the child has to see you using the AAC system and providing that input in multiple situations, and then you can start offering that to the child. Like you can start prompting the child to use the AAC system. So language facilitation is not testing. So do not make it like you're testing. So tell me what is your. Never ask questions that the answers already. So if you're as a parent, if you're in the same house, and then if you're asking. What did you have for breakfast, or what did you sometimes it's okay when it is new, but if it is something like a routine, it becomes very rote kind of a thing. So always probably you can ask something like, was it yummy, did you like it, and things like that. So go beyond just labeling. So go beyond labeling, try to describe, try to ask or model how you felt, what do you think about it, and so on. And start small. If you are just starting, or if you are thinking of expanding, start small, choose a few targets, and then keep practicing it during natural situations as much as possible, because then the generalization happens very easily, right? So here's a mantra to set up all, just to remember these things. So model language without expectation. So that's the first thing. So if you're just starting out, and if you have just started introducing new words and new communicative functions, you are modeling without expecting the child to quickly, like it shouldn't be like, oh, that is not the ring I want. Now can you tell me that is not the ring? Can you press not? That's not the right way to do it, because we want it coming from the child. It shouldn't be like, I did it, now you do it, kind of a thing. And then accountability relationship is something to do with if you are a parent, we all need to be accountable to somebody, or to something, or to, of course, to ourselves. And if there's another person helping you out, if you are teaming up with the SLP and with OTs and other professionals, that relationship also helps maintain AAC intervention. If you have to implement it all the time, and if you have to keep at it, that relationship really helps. So we always reflect on what has been done, how much modeling was done last week, and then what more can be done, and so on. So if you are oops. So if you have that relationship, it helps. And of course, you cannot be giving up too soon, because it takes time, it takes a lot of effort, but it is all very much, it's worth in the end, because you're opening up, you are providing a window and a door to your child's inner world. So you never know what is inside and what thoughts or ideas your child has, unless you provide an access to express it. So teamwork matters. Everybody at home should, as much as possible, get involved. And of course, within the professionals also, if one can collaborate it with another, that helps, because we need the AAC system to be used everywhere. It should become like second nature. Like we already saw, routines are wonderful opportunities, and we are still continuing to accept multimodal communication. So if you have started using Aavas, or if you have started using any other form of AAC, and your child is gesturing to say something or to indicate something, you wouldn't say things like, "Oh, stop doing that," and then you show it to me on Aavas. So rather, you can say, you can respect that first. I mean, "Oh, I see you pointing to that. So do you want to say something using Aavas?" So take that route. Whatever we do, we are sending a message to our children, and they are they are sensitive, and they understand that a lot. So if you are saying no to something that they are already using, no to a form of communication that they're already using, and then force them to use another mode of communication, then you might have some failure there. So it's always good to acknowledge, respect what they
ఇంకా
are.
అక్కడ అయిపోయాయి, మురుకు ఇస్తుందా?
Yeah. So that's the mantra. And then so let me come to the third theme of this presentation, which is Aavas, and I would like to give you an overview. So let me screen share. So there are some questions. Oh, okay, so there is a question regarding the app that I showed here. It's called My Play Home app. It's called My Play Home app. It is available on Android as well as iOS. Yes, it is free as well as paid. I mean, there are some in-app purchases that you can do. Okay, so now let me just give you an overview of Aavas. Let me screen share Aavas with you and show you. So this is the home screen. I mean, I have customized it, so yours might not be the same. So what I've done is I've put some frequently used words on one side of the home screen, like yes, no, don't, not, I want, more, stop, think, I want to break, good, finished, like, and all these things. And then the folders on the other side. So I have arranged it in a way, in a pragmatic way, like I said, there are various communicative functions, right? So socializing. So for socializing, you need greetings and manners. Then to indicate feelings, you need the feelings. To ask questions, you need the questions. Describing words, action words, people, and all of these. So what is possible is you can totally customize Aavas, and you can add pictures of your own. So these are all symbols. So some children might, might take 2 pictures more than symbols. So you can always add symbols, pictures there. So people folder, if you can add your own family members' photos. So it's totally editable. You can edit, you can, add new words, you can add a new folder, you can add pictures. So suppose I want to add something like, say, Ajji. So I can go to change and then add a picture. You can add your own pictures from your phone gallery, right? And you can, there are some settings that you can set that are suitable for your child. So you can set the pictures per screen to you can start as low as 1 picture, which I do not recommend, not even 2 pictures. I recommend at least starting out with at least 24 pictures. It would be this big. 40 pictures is what I have set it to. So what you can do initially is, suppose, there is this feelings folder and there are a lot of words here. So what you can do is, you are now just starting out, you're starting introducing some basic words. So you can hide the rest. See, now, you can hide all of the other words as well. So that's something that you can do. And then go on unhiding it as you introduce more and more words. And you also have things like, I made a mistake.
I made a mistake.
There's an I made a mistake button. And then there is an alert button. There's a bell sound, which you can use to let the students know that if I'm away and if you need to call me, you can use that. So, competency is not just language. It is being able to, like, lead your day, live your day easily, right? And then there are some pre-programmed phrases, especially in greetings and manners. You can, I'm fine, thank you. And then there are some quick responses. They're all some phrases, ready-made phrases, which can be useful as well. So one of you had asked a question regarding echolalia. So if children have echolalia, then how do we use the AAC system? So then you might need these phrases because they are constantly using some phrases from either cartoons or some programs or something that they have heard. In that case, you can, instead of putting words, individual words like this, you can put those phrases and then try and relate what they're saying to the various linguistic categories that we discussed. So that's it from me. You can, you can ask your questions. If there are any questions, I can answer them for you. Okay, so we've got some questions here. Yeah, Madhuri, I will share in the end my email ID and contact details. Benita says, okay. Benita asks, what is the readiness skill needed to start with hours? Yeah, very good question. I mean, an important question. There is absolutely no prerequisites to starting with hours or any AAC system. You can get started right now, right today, whatever be your child's communication level, whatever. So you can get started. There is absolutely no prerequisites, no cognitive prerequisites, or no linguistic prerequisites, language-wise or cognition-wise, no prerequisites to start with AAC. I mean, having said that, that doesn't mean you don't have to work on, some of the pre-linguistic skills that we work on. Like you might be working on, building attention span, attention skills, joint attention, sharing something, sharing the space, and so on. While you are doing all those activities, you are you're integrating Awaaz there, and you're integrating your AAC system there. So it need not be like separate things. So that's the key message I'm trying to give you. Integrate Awaaz, integrate your AAC within the, with whatever interventions you're already doing with your child. Okay. Shirisha says, can you once show location folder? Location folder has, if you go to search, Shirisha, it's the same that I haven't made any changes there, the built-in vocabulary that is there. If you go to search, if you're not able to find a particular thing, you can go to search on the top menu bar and type what you're looking for. If you type location words or position words, in some versions it's named differently, you will get to see. Picture identification is not required to start Avaz. Yeah, that's right, Madhuri. You need not wait for one thing to be achieved and then start Avaz. So there's nothing like that. You can directly put pictures on Avaz, like I said. But if your child is able to comprehend, some abstract symbols as well, like happy has a smiling face, sad has a drooping lip, and all that. If you are able to, you can try and make your child relate the picture or a photo to that symbol, and you can start using it directly. Any more questions?
Hi, Anjana.
Hi,
Prashanti
Prashanti.
here. Hi. So I have been taking sessions from Anjana, and we have been doing Avaz. And the thing is, Avaz was not just restricted to communication part. So we are also doing lesson planning and so many things through Avaz. So it definitely changed the path. And earlier it was just limited to eating snacks and all that, but now I can see we are navigating through the folders like anything. So thanks to you, Anjana. And
Welcome.
this webinar looks cool also.
Thank you very much. And thanks to Prashanti. I've shared Sanjit's videos and it's very nice. In fact, Sanjit is, he's opening up a lot now. It's kind of surprising. So to give you some quick examples, it seems his mother was on a video call with his grandmother. She was not well. She was admitted to a hospital. And Sanjit, all by himself, he navigated to the greetings folder and said, "Take care." So that was a very novel response from him. And there have been, some similar instances thereafter. So it really opens up, expression, and all the behaviors that you see start coming down, the frustration and the other behaviors. So the key thing is to give access. It should be everywhere and everywhere and all the time, as much as possible. Yeah, Nirosha says, my kid is able to identify the pictures and say the word, but she could not say it when she sees the real ones. Would you please suggest what can be done? Right. So here you'll have to, again, use a natural context to reintroduce the word, give multiple exposures to the same word. And the child should understand that it's all the same. So be it the symbol or the photo or the word, verbal, maybe spoken word, it's all the same. So try giving, multiple exposures, sorry. So try giving multiple exposures to the same word in different forms. Does that help, Nirosha? Does that answer your question? Try that out and see. Sridhar asks, are there any effective ways to communicate if the child has sensory issues? Okay, so if the child has sensory issues, and are there any particular issues related to accessing the ASA system? Please do let me know. That's my follow-up question for you. Well, sensory issues, that's why I said the teamwork is very important. I'm so sorry about that. So the teamwork is very important. You will have to get some input from an OT to manage sensory issues. And you can use some sensory breaks in between. The idea here, the message here is not to take away all the, sensory stimulation that a child might need. But you might have to manage it and continue to provide some sensory breaks if that is required. Because some children on the spectrum do need those sensory breaks and that sensory stimulation. So I think there is a process of desensitization and then, providing alternatives and so on. So I think you'll have to work with an OT to understand, what is your child's sensory profile and how to, work around it. But yeah, with communication there, let me see. Yeah, with communication, if it's anything related to visual, then there are some settings and there are some modifications that you can do. So I will need, more information to be able to, say, to help or suggest more.
हेलो मैम, मैं प्रियंका। मेरा बेटा 3 साल का है, विठल। वो 1 साल पहले कुछ भी वर्ड बोलना पसंद नहीं करता था। जैसे हम लोग कुछ भी बोलते नहीं करता था। अभी वो ना वर्ड्स को बोलता है, लेकिन क्लियरली नहीं बोलता है। जैसे बाय पर है तो वो बाय पर को बाय पर मतलब कुछ अजीब।
Lost your audio.
हेलो।
Yeah, yeah.
मैं उसके लिए मतलब क्या कर सकती हूँ जिससे उसकी स्पीकिंग मतलब क्लियर हो जाए?
So your child is speaking, but speech is not clear, right?
हाँ, वो अभी 3 साल का है, मतलब 3.25 साल का है।
Okay. And are you introducing AAC, any AAC system that you're using?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. And is your child able to communicate easily? Is the issue only related to clarity or? Yeah. Okay. If it is related to clarity, then you might have to work on that. I mean, get help for that. So there are strategies. I mean, there's prompt, there's OPT. I think prompt definitely helps a lot of children have these motor programming issues. So prompt will really help them in working on their speech. If there is speech muscle weakness, then OPT really helps, and it works. So another parent had also asked about poor feeding, drooling, and all that. So that is because of hypotonia and weak muscles. So OPT is something that you can look out for, and if you can look out for a prompt trained therapist.
OPT means oral
replacement therapy. But more than that, prompt might be suitable for your child. Prompt is, you might look up for prompt, PROMPT, prompt therapy. So there is a hierarchy upon which it is built, and then the therapist will provide tactile cues to help the child to say certain sounds and words. So that
एक्चुअली मैं यहाँ अलीगढ़ में रहती हूँ, यूपी में। तो यहाँ बहुत अच्छे स्पीच थेरेपिस्ट नहीं है। मतलब मैंने जो पहले स्पीच थेरेपी करवाई थी कुछ दिन, तो वो जैसे कैंडल्स ब्लो करवाना, बबल्स बनवाना, ये सब करवाते थे, है ना। तो ये थेरेपी,
तो वो सब हेल्प करता है थोड़ी हद तक, बट बियॉन्ड दैट इट माइट नॉट हेल्प. तो आपको ये प्रॉम्प्ट थेरेपिस्ट, if somebody knows, any parent knows any therapist who can help her online, you can please
ऑनलाइन सेशन मिल जाएंगे। ये जो थेरेपी आप बता रहे हो इसके
वो एक्चुअली यूजुअली ऑनलाइन नहीं होता है, बट सिंस पैंडेमिक जब से हुआ है तब से ऑनलाइन भी कर रहे हैं. I'll probably share some links later on through Naidisha of therapists.
जी,
You can contact and get some help.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Sushma says, as soon as I open Avaz app, my son is randomly clicking on all the pictures on the screen. I'm trying to model, but he is not waiting. Please share some tips. Okay. My follow-up question is, have you just started or has it been a long time? Just started. So, just like children, just like, normally children who, catch up speech, where they have a phase called babbling, where they are just experimenting with the sounds, and they're just making up some, strings of sounds and trying to enjoy that. They're also trying out different, how different sounds produce and all that. So similarly, for AAC users, there's a period of exploration. So they would like to, this happens with almost all of them. So don't worry. You can allow some amount of exploration. So give your child some time. Now is the time you can explore. But when I'm sitting with you and I'm showing you something, you have to wait. So make it a habit, right? And then when he's exploring, you can sit with him and just observe what he is going to, and then you can start commenting about it. Suppose he's going to the food folder. Oh, so you like these things.
you like this, and say something about it. Or if he's choosing something else, just try to comment about it. So try to attribute meaning to it. And then also start, gradually insisting that when we are working together, we have to wait. There is a, some amount of, so you can probably use a visual gesture like wait or stop, or you can use a, handwritten one, and try and, work with that. How can we know whether to look for OPT therapist or prompt therapist for speech clarity? Okay, so Tina, OPT or replacement therapy is mostly for, you can, if there is motor weakness, if there is hypotonia, if there is motor weakness, if a child has difficulty with chewing, swallowing, all that, then OPT might really help. There is jaw weakness, and a lot of things in children, even if there is, even if it is not very much visible. So you can always consult an OPT therapist and get your child evaluated by an OPT therapist. And then if they suggest that, there is some jaw weakness or lingual weakness or something like that, then there is a hierarchy, like they work on jaw, there is jaw hierarchy and lip hierarchy and so on. So that could be the case. Or, if you feel like it's totally, there is no weakness at all, it's just, motor programming issue, like apraxia is something where, the language is quite good, but, they're not able to form words. Like there is difficulty in sequencing the sounds of the words. So in that case, if you feel that is the problem, then you can go for prompt therapy. Does that answer your question? Okay. So any takeaways you would like to share? Was it useful for you? Are there any takeaways that you can, right away take and implement for your children? If there is something like that, please do share. I would like to know. Did you feel like you could take home some tips and start implementing? Yeah. Thanks, Sushma, for sharing. Sushma says modeling and a lot of patience is required to use. Yes. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, modeling is a key strategy, and patience. Just doing self-talk. Thanks, Shrikala. Okay, so meanwhile, I would like to share these resources with you. There is a course called ARAM for parents. It's a paid course. If you are interested in pursuing Awaaz, and if you want to learn more about Awaaz. Today I couldn't show everything about Awaaz. So if you want to learn more, you can probably check that out. And then there are some downloadable links. These links you can check out to download the communication boards, and you can get started with that as well. This is, you can reach out for further help. This is my email ID for some useful tips and resources. You can check out Reach Subodha on Facebook and on Instagram. This is my website, reachsubodha.com. Madhuri asked,
ma'am, can you please go to the previous slide, please?
Okay.
Would you be able to share the links with me, so I'll forward them on the
Yeah, sure. Yes.
So, Thank you so much, Sanjana.
Yeah, there's one question from Madhuri. Can we use this Avaz in a group class of ASD for introducing? Yes, you can. There are some group activities that you can choose, like playing a game, taking turns, and so on, or just having a conversation in a group. But you'll have to see the communication levels of different individuals in the group, and everybody should have access to their own ACE system as much as possible. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you all. Thank you all very much for being here. Thank you, Naidisha, for organizing this.
Thank you. Not a problem. Could I, so can we have one picture? Is that all right? Can everyone switch on their cameras?
Oh, yes. Please mute them.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you all found it very useful, and thank you so much, Anjana. It was a great session, very informative. And I will be sharing her details on the group as well, along with the links. And if there are any questions, please put that post it on the WhatsApp group, and I will forward them to her as well. So thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ganesha.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye. Have a great evening and a great
Yes,
weekend.
have
Bye.
a great weekend.